Hello everyone and welcome back to the funnest Fun Belt channel around. My name is James Braswell and a little bit we're going to be going over some of the games that are going on this upcoming week. It's now the beginning of fall, which means we're getting in a little bit cooler weather and some even more fantastic Sun Belt football. Even with the cooler weather, you can still expect these picks to be Without further ado, here are my Week 4 Sun Belt football pick'ems. The two games I'm not going to cover really into depth is Central Arkansas taking on Arkansas State and Nichols taking on South Alabama. I feel like both of those games are going to be blowouts, so I'm definitely penciling victories for both of those teams. First up, we have the Appalachian State Mountaineers taking on the Akron Zippity-Doo-Dah Zippity Days. While Akron's claim to fame is LeBron James, the Zipperoos really don't have the equivalent star power. While App State's record doesn't reflect it, they are still a dominant opponent given a good day. The Mountaineers' two losses have come against top 25 opponents, Tennessee and Miami. The only low blow to the Mountaineers is that Marcus Cox may still be out for this game. Even with Marcus Cox out, I still give the Mountaineers a little bit of advantage. I think the final score of this game is going to be 35-20 Mountaineers. Up next, I think we have a really good undefeated matchup coming in between the Georgia Southern Eagles and the Western Michigan Broncos. Western Michigan has looked pretty strong so far with two P5 victories over Illinois and Northwestern. The Eagles, while 3-0 and 2-0 in the Sun Belt, have looked to struggle in a couple areas, especially last week against the Warhawks. This game will probably be the toughest challenge of the season for Georgia Southern. Western Michigan's going to be looking for revenge after losing badly at Paulson Stadium last year. I'm going to give the advantage to the Western Michigan Broncos. I think Western Michigan will win the rematch by a score of 33-17. Up next, we have one more of the man matchups between Idaho and UNLV. The cool thing about this game is that it will be broadcasted on Twitter, so you can be able to check that out. Both of these teams have victories against FCS opponents, but also have squandering losses against their other opponents. While both of these teams are kind of pretty meh at this point, I have the advantage going over to UNLV, who held a little bit more of a fight against Central Michigan last week. I have UNLV winning this matchup 23-17. Up next, we have a pretty good battle of Texas G5 teams. Number 6 Houston Cougars taking on the Texas State Bobcats. Houston has just looked dominant this year, and they're looking to be the Cinderella for this year's college football playoffs. They had victories against Oklahoma, Lamar, and Cincinnati to help their resume so far. Texas State has only played 2 games so far this season, a overtime thriller against Ohio, and then a squandering loss to Arkansas. I think this game is going to be a blowout for the Cougars. I give them the 45-6 advantage over the Bobcats. Up next, another in-state battle, this time inside Louisiana. The Raging Cajuns taking on Tulane. Louisiana Lafayette got a really good victory last week against South Alabama, so this is looking something that might help them bolster up and get back on their winning ways. Tulane right now is favored by 5.5 points, but I think I'm going to give the victory in this case to the Raging Cajuns. I really feel bad about putting my homer cap on for the Sun Belt in this one, but I really think they have a good shot and it's a really much needed win for the Raging Cajuns. I hope there's no hard feelings, Willie Fritz. Last but not least, we have the only Sun Belt to Sun Belt matchup going on between Troy and New Mexico State. Troy is looking to be the top tier Sun Belt team with a record of 2-1. Their only loss coming very close against a pretty decent Clemson team. New Mexico State has a record of 1-2, but has a key victory against the New Mexico Lobos and played very close to Kentucky Wildcats last week. I think the nod is definitely going to the Trojans, but I do expect New Mexico State to play close. I think the Aggies will keep up with them for a good part of the game. I'll give the final score of that game Troy 28, New Mexico 17. And those are my picks for this week What do you guys think? Are there any picks you would have changed up? Be sure to share and like this video, and also subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Twitter at Jimmy Braswell when you talk about Sunbelt sports, Atlanta sports, or anything that's really on your mind. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys again real soon. Take care.